spiritual safety gear. Back in about 2001, when we moved back from Paris, Tennessee, I wouldn't say without a job. I was just kind of in between them. And a neighbor of ours worked at DuPont plant, which was about 3 miles from our house. And he said, we got a lot of drywall work we're going to be doing in the basement. Can you come and kind of take over it for us, because we got some guys that can help you. I said, I ain't one just to sit back and point and say, go do. I'll come and help. And because I ain't one to stand over people and watch them work. So he said, okay. He said, but first thing, you got to take a safety test, a class. And I said, well, okay if I got to. So in this class, you had to sit through all day, got paid for it. And they told you about all the chemicals that DuPont deals with at the time. And they said, you got to follow the rules to the T. And after you take the test, you got to sign a release saying if you get hurt, it's your fault. Because they got every precaution out there for you in the plant to keep you from getting hurt if you follow their rules. They told us that if you walk under some pipes and you see a puddle there and it looks like water, he said, don't trust it to be water. He said, because it could be so hot of acid that if it dripped on your steel-toe boot, it'd go plumb through your boot, burn through your foot, and burn through the ground. So, I kind of wondered, now, do I really want to make this money? But I said, well, I ain't doing nothing else at the time, so I went ahead and signed the paper saying, that I would follow their rules. And it kind of goes along with, I shared that with you today to tell you that if you follow the rules of the book,
Amen.
Bless the Lord.
Brother Anders, just like it says, to the T, you won't get hurt.
Amen. Bless him, Lord.
Because we're in a battle, church, for souls. And the enemy, it seems, because when you're on the battlefield, you hear stuff, Brother Jerry. You hear stuff on the field that's going on. And what I've been hearing, it ain't been too good sometimes. Because I hear of brothers and sisters bickering at each other. And we're in the battle together, Brother Anders. We're not in this battle against each other. If you're saved and sanctified today, say praise the Lord.
Praise the Lord.
So you're supposed to be holy.
Amen.
Praise God. Because the Bible says, be ye holy, for I am holy. That's Jesus saying it. For your Father in heaven is holy. You got to be that way. So my question is, when I hear these sounds that's roaming, it ain't coming from without the church. It's what makes me scratch my head. Why? If we all got the goods like we're supposed to, is this stuff happening?
Bless him.
Amen.
Bless him, Lord.
Let me read my scriptures.
Bless him, Lord.
Y'all praying for me? Spiritual safety gear. Ephesians 6:13-15 says, wherefore, take unto you the whole armor. Can we say the whole armor of God? Not just pieces of it, but all of it. We can't just pick up what we want, what fits right, church, what feels good to us. He called each one of us out of this world to be holy. Now I heard that just about everybody say they were saved and sanctified. We're in this thing together. I want us all, Brother Little, to go to heaven when that trumpet sounds. Some of you might not make it if you're doing what I said, bickering among yourselves. We're supposed to love one another. That's what the Bible tells us. Jesus said people outside of the church is going to know us by the love that we have one for another.
That's right.
How are they going to recognize who we are if we ain't got love one for another? I can't think of nobody in the church that I got a problem with. Brother Andy? Why would I? We're all on the same page, supposed to be. If you ain't, you better get on the page, because time is winding up. And my God that I serve has got a way to get the troublemakers out. Your name might be wrote in the book. It might be on the roll of your local church, but if you're always one that's wanting to stir up stuff and keep it going instead of one that wants to make it right. Remember, God made everything that you see. There ain't nothing that you see that He didn't make. He gives you the air to wake up in the morning. We're on a battlefield, church. And then, like I said, it ain't with one another. It's against the enemy of our soul. Jesus came down from heaven and made the way for you and I to be saved, sanctified. He sent us the Comforter to lead us and guide us into all truth. So let's not make it hard. The way of the transgressor is hard. He ain't going to make it. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day. And having done all to stand, we are living in the evil day. This world is getting darker and darker as we speak here tonight. And the only way that you and I can make a difference in this battle, because it's not a carnal battle. It's not that I can take a stick and whip the devil out of you and make you better. It's where I can get on my knees and pray for my family, Brother Anders. And God can break in chains for them so they can be here worshiping with us. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth. I love the truth of God's Word.
Amen.
Brother, y'all was talking first.
Bless Him, Lord.
The truth will set you free, Brother Anders.
Amen.
The truth will make you want to do right. The whole armor, Brother Anders, will make you want to live right, walk right, talk right. It'll make you want to go to your brother if you feel like you, Brother Andy, if I feel like I've offended you, I'm going to come to you. That's what the Bible tells us to do. Because you're my brother. I love you. Brother Andrew, that's my nose right there. At the top. Let me find my notes. I got a little bit of, I don't know how much time I got. But anyway, y'all know I don't usually write down notes. But it's our personal protection, equipped the whole armor of God. Jesus, He put it in His Word for us, church. Put it on.
Amen.
You won't get offended so easy if you got the armor of God on. You won't wear your feelings on your shoulders if you got the armor on. And your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Why does He tell us to do this? Why does He ask us to tell us to, or wrote it in the book for us to put the whole armor on? Well, let's back up and read here in verse 11. Or let's go to verse 10. It says, finally, my brother, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might. Put on the whole armor of God, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and against powers and against rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. That's what we're fighting against. It's not one another. When He tells us that we're the church of God. We're His body in this world. He was our example when He was here. He called us to be examples in these last days. And all we have to do is read it and believe it and walk in it. We're the light that this world needs, church. So let's get it right in the church so people outside the church can see Jesus in us and want to come and be a part of it. Now, we don't need to think it's strange when all this stuff is happening, because the Bible tells us we're the church. Bad things are going to happen. Remember, we're in a battle for souls. The Bible tells us people are going to try to come in, Brother Andrews, scatter the sheep. If we've got the full armor on, that won't be me and you. And we'll be able to recognize the ones that are. Don't be counted among them. Church, we're living in the last days. We've got to have the whole armor on. Jesus called us out to be different. Let's you and I be different. Let's have on the whole armor of God, so we can just stand against these things. My wife shared with me the other night, Brother Andrews, it's been a while since we've pastored. She said that, you know, it still hurts me to know how we was treated on the field. I said, Yvonne, I don't know what God's done in me, but it didn't bother me as bad as it evidently has bothered her, because she still hurts over some of the stuff. I said, I recognize who they're serving. And a truly sanctified person don't treat each other ugly. It just don't happen. I don't care what you say, how much education you got, your title. Good sanctified people ain't going to treat a sheep bad. They're going to love them and nurture them. When they see them struggling, Brother Pullen, they're going to lift them up in prayer and baby them. Try to win them back to the fold. Yes, we got hard things to do in these last days, because the church is going to be perfected. And some of the stuff is going to get real hard. But if we're going to be the church, we've got to do the hard things too. And my brother, my family, all of them were members of the church one time. They didn't want to line up, Brother Andrews. And it grieved me that my brother was the last one that got turned out. But you know who stood up? He made the motion to turn him out. I was. Because I want the church to be perfect. And I want God to deal with him, to let him see the error of his way. I won't want him just to keep walking around and think he's okay. Brother Lewis, we got to do, if we're going to be the church, we're going to be the church. That we got to do it all.
That's right.
It's going to be tough. But Jesus laid it out for us. If we just walk in it and do it the way he says, we're going to be all right, church. He saw something in us. Each one of us. And we've been having the state convention here ever since the reorganization. Some people has passed away and went on to their reward. I want to see them again. There's a lot here that's been here ever since the reorganization. And I thank God there's some new faces. And I thank God for that. But the ones that's here need to be still hanging on with everything with them, Brother Andrew. No matter what the enemy does. Like I said, the Lord has done something in me that I look past the person, Sister Andrews. Brother Aaron testified at family camp about his tattoos with scars. There's a lot of people that needs to be one that's got covered in tattoos, piercings. Church, how are we going to win them if we're just looking on the outward appearance? We're not going to. We can't let their outward appearance affect, because that's a soul. Amen. And if you got the whole armor on, you're going to be able to do it. Love them enough. I don't want nothing to be between me and you, Brother Will.
Amen, brother.
You should feel the same way, Sister Andrews. Jesus is winding this up.
Amen.
Just turn the news on and you'll see. Good evil, and evil is good. Now, are you going to be able to withstand in this evil day? This is the evil day that the Bible's talking about. Church, are you going to be able to stand and make it to the end? The whole armor, church. Let's have it on. Every bit, every piece of it. I'd like to go ahead and read the rest of this chapter, but I'm going to let Sister Sloan preach her part. The rest of the armor. The church, we're too close to the end. We've come too far to let the enemy destroy us. See, that's what he would like for us to do, to fight in here so we can't get the work done out there.
That's right.
I should have got up here and said, ditto with Brother Little's message last night and sit down. But when you get truly saved and truly sanctified, you're going to want to do everything that you're supposed to do. If you're not wrong, go say I'm sorry anyway.
Amen.
If you are wrong, make it right and come to the altar and repent. How hard is it? I'd rather get things right here, Brother Andrew, and make sure I got the whole armor on so I can withstand in this evil day in the way that I get there and think that I had it right and don't. Church, put on the whole armor. Put on the whole armor. We're too close to the end to be playing games, to be playing church. People need what we've got. And the Lord saw something in you to give you what you got, to reach the people in your area.
Thank you, Lord.
Hang on. Put on the whole armor. No matter what anybody else says or does, recognize. You know, when we was getting, it's hard not to talk about it. When people's mistreated you for no reason at all. But I recognized who it was. My wife didn't, Brother Andrews. And y'all pray for her. Because I told her, I said, baby, I got to go preach about the whole armor of God. Make sure you got it on. This stuff won't affect you. I said, this stuff don't affect me. I seen who was in control, church. And when I hear this stuff from off the field, which I shouldn't be hearing nothing, I should be hearing good stuff. When I hear bad stuff, I know it. I might scratch my head and pray for them, because I said, somebody needs the Lord. That's just how it is. That's just what it is. One of the parties needs the Lord. Church, put the whole armor on. God bless you.